demonstrate what I used with my students last year to teach them or guide them how to write an ECR, or an extended constructive response. I used the graphic organizer that was provided to us from the math department, and I kind of modified it to meet the needs of my students. And I'll show you that graphic organizer in this slideshow. But let's go to slide 2. And the most important thing is, before writing, students need to read and understand what the prompt is telling them to write about. And also, the key to student success is to model each step for your students. You are the most important resource, so keep that in mind as I walk you through each step. So, what do I need to do first? First, read the prompt and understand how to respond to the prompt. Is it an opinion, argumentative, or informative response? Underline the keywords in the prompt. And I tell my students, read the prompt until you understand what it's asking you to write about. So an example, explain what makes an urban, rural, or suburban community a good community. This was the prompt that they used on Unit 1, 3rd grade in social studies. So this was what the students needed to write about. So why do you do this? Why do you have your kids read it and understand it and underline keywords? Because now they're going to have a purpose, okay? They're going to read the prompt. This will help them read for a purpose. What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for what makes a good community. So now, as they're reading, they're going to be reading with a purpose, and I have them highlight. So how will I do this? While reading, students will highlight key ideas that connect to responding to the prompt. So slide 3 is going to show you an example of how we did it. Slide 4 shows how to organize the information after students highlight. So I'm going to go here. This was the text that they had to read and respond to, and the prompt was, explain what makes an urban, rural, or suburban community a good community. So now they know that they have to highlight what makes a good community. So here's the rural community. So we highlight the words that talk about what makes a rural community a good community. Suburban communities, we highlighted keywords that make living in a suburban community a good community. And then urban communities, we did the same. So here the kids know, okay, as I'm reading, I'm going to be highlighting what makes each community a good community. So they're reading with a purpose in mind. After we do that, we organize our thoughts. So this particular passage lent itself to organizing in 3 columns. So we use the 3 columns here. We wrote rural communities, and whatever we highlighted here, we wrote here. Same goes for suburban communities and urban communities. Then I asked the students, okay, which one of these 3 do you think is the best community to live in? And the majority selected suburban communities. So then we went through the bullet points and we highlighted the ones that they really liked. And so then after that, I asked them, okay, library, a post office, schools, stores, a movie theater, parks, large shopping malls. They like this. So what do we call these things? And places people go. Okay, so we know that we could categorize these in places people go. And then they also liked swim, basketball, soccer, basketball team. So then, or baseball team, sorry. Then I asked them how we could categorize these, and they said activities. Okay, activities or sports. So now we have our reason 1 here, places to go. And then we'll have our reason number 2 here, activities to do. So from there, we go to our introduction. And I just want to point out that we're going to be writing 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is your introduction, and I color code that in red. The next one is your reason 1, and I color code this in orange. Then you have your reason 3, color code that in yellow. And then your last box is your conclusion, which I color code in green. So color coding helps the kids know, okay, do I have my red, orange, yellow, and green paragraphs? And so they kind of remember those colors because of the rainbow. So let's go back. So your introduction, you must answer the prompt. You must include your reason 1 and your reason 2. So let's go ahead and get started with our introduction. I think living in a suburban community is the best because there are places you can go and activities you can do. So did I answer the prompt? Yes. I selected suburban community is the best. My reason 1, places to go, and my reason 2, activities to do, which came from this. Places to go and activities to do. Next, we're going to go to our reason 1. So we need to start with the sentence starter. And you're going to see these sentence starters on the graphic organizer I'll show you towards the end of the slide. So a reason why I believe living in a suburban community is good is because of the places you can go. So I have my sentence starter, a reason why. Now, my text evidence. The author says, there's my text evidence, you can expect to see parks and shopping malls. This makes me think about a time this is my reasoning right here, went to the park with my family. We had a picnic and had a great time. So here I have my sentence starter, I have my text evidence, and my reasoning. So those are the 3 things I must include in my reason 1. Okay, my reason 2, do I have my sentence starter? Yep. Another example of why living in a suburban community is best is because you get to do activities. Here's my reason 2. The author says, here's my text evidence, you can join a soccer team or a baseball team. This lets me know that you can play sports in a suburban community. I enjoy playing softball, so living there will be great knowing that I can be part of a team. So here's my reasoning. So each paragraph 2 and 3, must contain a sentence starter, your text evidence, and your reasoning. Reason 2, the same. Sentence starter, text evidence, and your reasoning. Your conclusion is going to look like this. You must include your reason 1, your reason 2, and include your answer. So here we go. Going to fun places, that's your reason 1, places, and doing activities, that was your reason 2. Like sports are reasons why living in a suburban community, that's my answer, is the best. Then we put it all together. You have your introduction, you have your reason 1, which includes your sentence starter, your text evidence, and your reasoning. Same with your 3rd paragraph, which is your reason 2, which also must include your sentence starter, your text evidence, and your reasoning, and your conclusion, which also must include your reason 1 and your reason 2, and restate your answer. Something that I want to mention is you might have noticed that the writing is basic. However, leave this up on an anchor chart, and as you work on revising sentences, refer to this. So if you're teaching kids how to join 2 sentences, or how to use, commas in a series or whatever, refer to this basic writing and make it better. So use this as something that you could use throughout the year, just to enhance it and make it better. Because yes, right now it is basic, but we're going to start with basic and then we're going to get better throughout the year. And lastly, conventions. Students check to see if they start with a capital letter, if they ended with proper punctuation, if they spelled the words correctly, and if it's quality work. And here's the key. This is the graphic organizer that I modified, just to meet the needs of my students. So Moss has created something. It's like blue and green graphic organizer. I'm sorry, it's like blue and orange. And what I did is I just tweaked it to meet the needs of my students. So as you're modeling, the students should have this form in front of them, and then you should ask, did I start with a clear and brief prompt? Did I answer the prompt? Yes, I did. Do I have a reason 1? Yes, I do. Do I have a reason 2? Yes, I do. So use this as a guide as you model using this graphic organizer. Let's look at my reason 1. How did I start? Let's look, did I include text evidence? I did. I used this sentence in paragraph. Okay. Did I include a reasoning? In my reason 2, how did I start? So these are the sentence starters to the left. And then in here is what you write in your paragraphs. You can modify these sentence starters however you would like. These are just the ones that we used last year. And then your conclusion. Finally, reason 1 and reason 2 are reasons why. So your conclusions, you could change it to meet the needs of your students, like I mentioned before. So use this as a guide. And what's really important is here at the end, conference with your kids and let them know, like, okay, great job on this, but I think you need to work on this area here, as their draft. And then they come back and with their revisions. But I really like this because they get to see, what they're doing well, how they're doing, and how they could fix to make it better. And then you have this to help okay, this is what they need to work on for their next writing. So let's go back. And last year, my students, at the beginning, they had a very hard time organizing their thoughts and putting it on paper. So using this graphic organizer has really helped them. And it is very systematic or formulaic way of writing, but my students needed that. Eventually, towards the end, it became their own. And it's kind of like the gradual release, right? They didn't need it anymore. Some kids still relied on it, but some of your good writers, they wrote without using the graphic organizer. And so, that is our goal, for them not to need that graphic organizer and for them to come up with their own technique and their own craft. So I just thought that was really neat. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is this graphic organizer, I would have them memorize introduction, reason 1, reason 2, and convention. So I would give them a blank sheet of paper and I would say, okay, boys and girls, let's list the 4 paragraphs that you need. And so then this helped them during STAR because they would raise their hand and ask for a blank sheet of paper, and you could see them writing out the 4 squares, how they memorized it and how it helped them just organize their thoughts and then put it onto paper. So, but this did take time. This probably took me 3 months for them to understand and become more proficient writers. But at the beginning, it was hard because they did not know how to write a complete sentence. And so we had to start from the basics. But this graphic organizer really helped. So if you have any questions or need me to model this for you in your classroom, please let me know. Thank you and have a great day.